What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, January 24th. Now be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman. That's where I want your questions. Find the thread for these videos. Let me know who are your favorite plays, your least favorite plays. If you've got any questions about today's slate, hit me up on Twitter. That's where I want to see you guys. Finally, we got to talk about BetMGM here. They are the sponsor of this video, after all. 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You can see it on the banner right now. And up to $1,000 in first bet insurance, so long as you follow the link in the description. Now, we're going to round out the bottom of my top 10 with Najee Marshall, if he plays, Dorian Finney-Smith, Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield, and Cam Johnson on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. In first at number 5, we've got TJ McConnell. He is point guard eligible, 6,100, projected for 37. The goal is 37, and he is in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. 33 minutes here for McConnell, and he could play a little bit more. He got the start in their most recent game, and if he does that again, I expect big minutes. This is a competitive matchup. It's pace neutral, but they're only 1-point dogs against Chicago. He's a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy, and he hits basically every statistical category save for blocks. 13 points on 18% usage, 5.5 boards, 9 assists, and 2 steals. And we know TJ McConnell has the opportunity to just basically get there in steals. I think he looks fantastic if he's starting. This is just, as weird as it sounds, it's just sort of his team with no Tyrese Halliburton. Speaking of guys who run teams, Chris Paul in at number 4, point guard eligible, 7,500, projected for 43. The goal is 44.5. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. 34 minutes here for Paul. He came back and played 38, which I certainly didn't expect. So I assume he's going to be like a 1.25 fantasy point per minute guy playing big minutes for the Suns in a great matchup against the Charlotte Hornets. 17.5 points for Paul on 22% usage, 9.5 assists, 5 boards, and 2 stocks. Look, if Chris Paul is just going to be the starting point guard and we're going to have no campaign, no Devin Booker, no DeAndre Ayton, no Landry Shamet, he's just going to dominate the ball. And if that's the case, I want Chris Paul dominating the ball against the Hornets. At first, this one surprised me, but number 3, Spencer Dinwiddie, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,500, projected for about 37. The goal's 39.5. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. I don't generally like Dinwiddie nowadays because he's just not the same guy alongside LUKA. But if he's going to play 38 minutes a game, it's a pace neutral spot against the Wizards. The Wizards aren't very good. And the Mavs have basically turned into a 7.5-man rotation, at least based on their past couple games. We still have no Christian Wood here, no Maxi Kleber. It's a 0.95 fantasy point per minute guy, 21% usage. He's going to play every minute that LUKA isn't on the floor, which is probably like, I don't know, 9 of them at this point. 19 points, almost 6 assists, 4 boards, and a stock. I'm just happy to get there for the flexibility. Point guard, shooting guard works. It's just a minutes play. It doesn't take much for Dinwiddie to just be like a completely average option and be good. And if he has just a slight outlier and gets up over 40 fantasy points, you're happy to have him. I know what everybody's going to say here, but hear me out. BIYOMBO is number 2, center only, 3,600, projected for 28. The goal's 25. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. I know Biyombo was a giant bust the last time out, but that was a foul trouble issue. He played 15 minutes in the first half, 2 real starting rotations. He just happened to play only a minute in the second half because he picked up 3 more fouls and fouled out. He's a fantasy point per minute guy. Based on the rotations that we saw in the first half, he was going to play like 30 minutes. I gave him 28, 16% usage, 8.5 points, 9 boards and assists, and almost 3 stocks in a pace-up matchup against the Hornets. Revenge narrative alert, perhaps? I'm just not worried about this one. If you want to, just to be safe, project Jock Landale like he's the starter. Jock Landale is $100 more expensive, and then swap whenever you know that you can. By all means, do that. It might increase your flexibility a bit. I'm treating BISMACK like he's the starter, and it's a no-brainer for today. And it really should be at 3,600. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman. That's where I want your questions. Tell me what you like, what you dislike for this video. If you have any questions about today's slate, hit me up. I'm there on Twitter all day. You can find me, I promise, @Josh Engleman. And then BetMGM is the sponsor. 2 months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, over $300 in value, up to $1,000 in first bet insurance. Find a better deal elsewhere. I don't think you can. My number one contender for today, quite easily, is LUKA DONCIC. He's point guard only, 12,600 projected for 72. The goal is 70. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. I just can't imagine not wanting to go to LUKA DONCIC. I have him projected like 16 points ahead of anybody else. He's a 1.8 plus fantasy point per minute guy against the Wizards. 39 minutes, 39% usage, and then buckle up for this one, folks. 37 points, 11 boards, and 10 assists is a triple-double. Don't overthink it. It's the easiest thing you're going to do today. Just get LUKA DONCIC. No one projects like him. They're cutting this rotation. He's got a better minutes projection than any pay-up option. He's a better per-minute guy than any pay-up option right now. He's the easy, no-brainer #1 guy for me. I'm paying up for LUKA a ton. LUKA DONCIC, #1. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, January 24th. FanDuel version. It's around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win a bit of money. We're back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.